Hello from Southern Ontario, May 10th. This from my comment section on my YouTube channel. This is a legit question for the creator of this YouTube channel. What is the issue you have with the World Economic Forum? Let me count the ways. I'll be brief here. As a fan of democracy, I'm not into that unelected one world government business. And that's not tinfoil. They talk about it at Davos and their addresses. Have you read any of Klaus's books? Did you read Mark Carney's book, Values? It's clearly stated, an unelected one world governance. Agenda 2030. Here's one I don't like too. It's clearly stated in the WEF's Sustainable Development Goals that conventional farming is simply unsustainable. Protein from crickets in a petri dish, it's not to my taste. And that's not tinfoil either. It's clearly stated, again in the books, at their meetings in Davos. The farmers revolt in Holland and France and Spain and Belgium and, well, we'll get to the UN or the EU and Brussels in a minute. I don't like the WEF's use of behavioral science to manipulate us. Go back into my videos. I did more than one about the BIT nudge unit, Behavioral Insight Team's nudge unit in the Privy Council in Ottawa, and how they use behavioral science to nudge us into perceiving, reacting, and behaving, and even voting the way they want us to. Which brings us to 2020 and 2021. There's more than a bit of nudging going on there. And yes, pun intended. And then during those same 2 years, what's referred to as the Great Wealth Transfer. A third of the world's wealth, over $300 trillion, was transferred from us at the bottom of the food chain to them at the top through a variety of ways and means. Mums and pops went under, and Walmart's record profits. And hey, you don't really think these things were free, do you? They weren't. That was part of the wealth transfer. Now let's look at geopolitics. The EU Commission, located in Brussels, is headed by Ursula von der Leyen, who sits on the board of trustees at the World Economic Forum. She's a lifelong WEF member. One of their main policies is mass migration. Take a look at the Western or developed countries. I'll step back a moment. Brussels, the EU Commission, has quite a bit of control over the EU member countries regarding a number of policies. Farming, hence the farmers' revolts. Some money business, and mass migration. See what's going on in Ireland right now? They're just about on the verge of civil war, if not on the verge of civil war. The UK's not far behind them, and Germany's not far behind them, and the people in France aren't happy either. Mass migration. Now look at Canada after the last decade of WEF governance. Trudeau, Young Global Leaders Program, class of 2005, 74% of his cabinet ministers, WEF members. I've covered and am covering all of these topics at depth. If you want to go back through my video, scan the titles. Back to Ireland. Do you know that Canada's immigration per capita rate is identical to that of Ireland? And look at the situation they're in. And in fact, this year, Canada's migration to populace will exceed that of Ireland. But that's a separate video, which will be titled Carney's Immigration Disinformation. There's a lot of other reasons I don't like the World Economic Forum, but there's a handful for you.